Hi everyone, Tracy here. I have this sketch that I'm going to be doing a layout for today. It is the challenge over at Scrapbook Supplies Online. And every month she posts a new sketch that people can play along with. And at the end of the month, she actually does a draw for a $25 gift certificate to the shop. So definitely worth checking out. Sorry guys, my brightness is kind of low there. Our power went out yesterday and I wanted to conserve my batteries in case God forbid, I not be connected to the world through the internet, eh? Anyways, so I really like the block kind of design element of this layout, and I also really like the tickets on it, and I'm going to use tickets because I have my new MFT ticket die that I'm itching to use as much as I can. I'm just grabbing out a sample here. It makes tickets about this size, and it comes with some stamps, and so I'm going to play with this stamp and die set today. And another thing that I'm excited to use on this layout is this, which is still drying. This is a chipboard element that I covered. What I did was, as you guys know, I love craft, and I love plain chipboard as it is. It's not dry yet, so I don't want to handle it too much, but these chipboard pieces from Scrap Effects are amazing, and they're beautiful, and I love the edges of them, and I love the detail, and so I didn't want to cover it up too much, but I did want to put a punch of color on the flower. I don't think you can see it there because of my lights, and the colors are quite light. But it does have a hit of color on the flower, and then the rest of it is plain. And I covered it with glossy accents, which actually darkens the chipboard a little bit and makes it really look crafty. I mean, without it being covered, it looks like this. So it is quite a bit lighter, and then it darkens quite a bit when you cover it with glossy accents. So I really like that. For the flower, I used a combination of Smooch inks and Martha Stewart paints that have a pearl texture to them, a pearl finish is the word I should be using to them. And I just really carefully applied it so that it didn't drip over the edge or anything, and let it dry. And now I'm just letting this part dry, and then this is going to be the title for my layout. So instead of having a title kind of like they have in the sketch, mine is going to kind of lay across there, and probably have some tickets sticking out from under it and tickets around here. I'm going to follow this sketch pretty closely. So I don't know what pictures I'm using yet or what papers, so I guess I'm going to go pick out some of those and wait for that puppy to dry, and then I'll be back and I'll put you on fast forward and we'll do some scrapbooking. Okay, so these are 3 papers that are left over from my Studio Calico April kit, which was the City of Lights kit, and I had the Sorbonne add-on, and I don't know which papers are from which, but I would like to use up some of these, and I especially really like how this is going to pick up on the craft in the title. So it's kind of similar color, but the title is darker, and so obviously these wouldn't be on top of each other. I'd have another paper kind of in between the two of them like that. But I really quite like that look, so this might be the background paper I go with. This background paper, it has a grid on one side, or lines on one side, and polka dots on the other, and it's all distressed from the Lily Bee design. I love this, and I just would like to use it. So I might use this today just because I love that rich yellow color, and there is some yellow in the flower. And then the other option would be to use this for background. And then I might use some craft paper as a smaller element somewhere else on it. So, not quite sure, but probably one of these two will be my background, and I might use some of the bits of this. Yeah, so we'll see. I have more picking to do, but that's my thought so far. Okay, so I found this paper amongst the papers that Nicole gave me from Scrapology here on YouTube, and I'm thinking I really like how this looks, especially compared to the sketch. So it's kind of has similar elements in almost the same places. I will cut it up and I won't use it in these proportions, but I like how all of the colors match, obviously, because it's on the same piece of paper. And I also like how it allows pink to be an accent color in this layout, so it kind of matches with the yellow in the stamen of the flower, but allows me to use this pink and orangey kind of, these two colors, probably just the pink, as an accent color. And there's also pink in this, like in their hats, and there's yellow in their, I didn't even notice that. And then this kind of streetway back here also has a pink look to it. So so yeah, I think that this is going to go quite well. I'm leaning towards using it on the craft as opposed to on this, because I think that's going to have too much of a washed out look. So I think the craft polka dot paper will be my background, and yeah, it will. I'll use the polka dot, or maybe I'll just use that washed out. I'm gonna use that. So this is the Très Elegant Dignified paper from We Are Memory Keepers, and this piece that I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use the front or back is Beau Bunny double dot, and it's khaki double dot. And this paper here that I'm probably not going to use now is Ladybike by Studio Calico, but I still might use it. I also pulled out this, which is a piece of sassafras paper from the City of Lights collection, and I really like this paper, and I might use it as an accent somewhere on this layout. I might either replace one of these 4 papers with this as a pop, or I might use it as a strip or as a layering piece or something. So got that out because I really like how these things kind of look together. I think they look good together. So that's where I'm going, and now I'm finally going to put you on fast forward. Okay guys, so here I am just starting to cut those papers as I mentioned before. It's going to take me a while to figure out the dimensions I want them and that sort of thing. So I want one of them to be just as wide as the photo, and then the other one I want to be more narrow. And then I got mixed up about whether I wanted the stripes to be horizontal or vertical, so that's why I did a bit of extra cutting there. And then once I had that one, it was easy to size the one below it. I wanted it to be the same so that it kind of looks like a grid. And then that's my overall layout right there that you just saw. So I am going with those double dot Beau Bunny paper as my background, and now I'm just lining. And this time I'm using 2 different pens to line. I'm using a 0.01 pen for a very fine line. I'm doing, I think, 3 of those, and then a 0.08 line, which is not all that broad, but it's just noticeably bigger than the 0.01. And I'm doing the same with each of the components of the grid. So there we go. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to line that photo too, eventually. I don't have the layout right here in front of me, so yeah, there we go. And those precision, American Crafts precision pens do work on photos. Not every pen will not smear on photos, but those ones are pretty good for writing on photos. Maybe not every photo. I print my pictures at home with a Canon PictureMate charm, and so on that paper at least, the precision pens are fine. Then I just decided to give it a bit more of a sketched casual look. I just went around it several times to create like a frame out of marker. So there we go. So this is basically it. From here, it's just deciding on the details. That is the layout. I love these grid layouts because they're so easy to, like, they're no fuss type of layouts. And then, like, for me, all of the rest of this stuff is really fun. And yeah, so. And with this one, I'm using strips. Oftentimes when I do a layered look, I'll use full pieces of paper behind the layers, but for this one, I'm just using strips. And there's that Studio Calico paper bag again. I just grabbed one of my daughters. I gave my daughters all my deco scissors, so I had to go grab them. I keep stealing them back. I use deco scissors a lot in art journaling and mixed media work, and so I didn't want to get rid of them entirely. So that's what I do when I have stuff that I'm not sure if I want to give away. I will give it to my kids, so that way I can still get to use them. So just kind of fiddling with what layers I'm going to put where. That paper is by Sassafras for Studio Calico. I think I already mentioned that in the talking part. Using my note paper border there along with my favorite scalloped border, and I'm just going to stick it under, and then don't forget to tear off some pieces to make it look like it was actually torn out of a notebook, if that's the look you're going for. And I often use the little offcuts from that punch. I don't in this layout, but they make a cute little embellishment as well. So that's one punch that you can definitely use the negatives from. So now I'm going to use my totally fun MFT Just the Ticket stamp set with the coordinating die. I love, love, love using these matching die and stamp sets. I also love the matching punch and stamp sets that you can get from Stampin' Up! And various companies. There for a second there, I forgot. You need to punch you have to get your shape cut out first and then stamp on these ones. Whereas when you're using the punches, it's a lot better to stamp and then punch. So it's different than what I was used to. So I forgot. So now I'm just using a variety of different ticket stamps, and I'm using Jenny Bolin red, that's the cough syrup red ink. And here's the make your own die. So you start with a border and then you can put those strips of stars if you like. And so that's what I'm doing. Sorry about my head getting in the way. And then I just put a sentiment in the middle. Can't remember which one it is, but you'll see it eventually. And I like to do them when I do the create your own. I like to take advantage of the fact that you're stamping all the components and use different inks, because it's a lot harder to use different inks on one. It's not impossible, but it's kind of a bit of a pain. So when you've got a single stamp, And now, I mean, I am keeping to this sketch. It almost feels like I'm stealing it, but that's what sketches are for, so I don't feel too badly about keeping to the sketch. But I did not use a ton of creativity with this one. I basically just kind of put everything exactly where it was in the sketch. But, you know, that's fun too, especially when you get a chance to, sorry, my kids are screaming upstairs. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but Scott's on it. You guys probably think I'm totally neglecting my kids here. So yeah, I'm just stapling those in place for a kind of casual look, and yeah. Then I'm going to use glossy accents to adhere the title piece to the layout, and I'm using my fingers to spread it out and also to get the excess off, because I did not want glossy accents to leak around this when I pressed it down, and it's easy to put too much glossy accents on something. You'll see I used a baby wipe there to get some of the excess off. Now I'm just trimming up the edges, and that A hangs over a teensy bit too much, so it was tricky trimming there. And now I'm just going to show you the close-up. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you have any comments about this layout or anything else, just leave me a comment, and check out my quick tips video on how I finished that title, the Florida chipboard piece, because that was really fun to do too, and it didn't make it into the video. So thanks for watching, guys.